Yo YouTube, it's the Christian Barber Jaden, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some good verses as I do a low taper on my client's hair. We're going to start off this video with Romans 12:11, which reads, "Never be lazy but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically." We're going to start off with this verse because this is going to help you through anything that you're trying to do through the Lord, whether it's business, content, etc. The first step we're going to be taking in this haircut is debulking the hair with my 2-guard. For 2 reasons. My client has not had a haircut in 2 months, so it's really hard to see what his hair is looking like, and 2 being that we need to see in what direction his hair grows. The next step I'm going to be taking is setting my bald line. I like to set my bald line right at the eyebrow level just so it can be easier to copy on the other side. You always want to give yourself steps to follow just so you can always have a consistently good result on your haircuts. The second step I always take on my fades is going in with my no guard lever open. We're going about a ½ inch up into the hair, and this is just your second guideline. And you always want to remember when you're fading into a beard, you always want to take the same steps that you're taking on the top to the bottom. So do the beard the same way you're doing the taper. For my third and final guideline, we're going to be going in with our half guard fully open, about a ½ inch up into the hair again. The last step I'm taking on this taper fade is to make the fade look smoother. I'm using my half guard, a variation of lever open and lever closed, and I'm going in and just making the harsh line in between the 1 guard and no guard sections, and I'm just going to clear it up. And I'm also going in with my lever open no guard just to debulk the area and make the transition smoother. And when I'm going in freehand, I love the verse Psalm 27:14, which reads, "Wait patiently for the Lord, be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord." It basically reminds me to be patient, but also courageous when I'm attacking that area. This also reminds you that if I go into challenges half-heartedly, I'm going to have a half-hearted outcome. But if I go in trusting the Lord, I'm going to have a godly outcome. Now, as we transition on to the other side, I love to use the Bible verse Hebrews 13:8, which reads, "Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever." This reminds me to just keep my fades the same yesterday, today, and forever, and I'll always get a great outcome when I'm being constant. The next thing I'm going to be doing is just debulking the hairline. I'm going to be taking it down with 1 guard, lever all the way open, just to see how the hair moves and how easy it cuts off. And then I'm just going to be lowering the guard as I go on. The next step I'll be taking in this haircut is prepping the hairline. we're going to be using shaving cream and a hot towel just to clean the skin of all its oils, as well as it being relaxing for the client. Now, this is one of many things that I do for hairline prep. I also like to rub the skin with alcohol after this, and I like to spray the hairline with holding spray. And then I finish it off with a blow dryer just to keep the skin dry. And before putting a hot towel on your client's face, you always want to check the temperature with your wrist just so you don't burn the client. So when doing my lineups, along with thinking about Hebrews 13:8, I want to think about Acts of the Apostle 27:25, which reads, "So take courage, for I believe God, it will be just as he said." And this verse just reminds me to take courage because the Lord has already blessed my hands with the ability to do these lineups. Now, when doing my lineups, I always start with my C cups, then work my way to the bars and the back of the hair. And I always follow that on the other side as well. And then I just follow the hairline like a map, just a straight way across. This always gives me an easy way to do the haircuts and just remain consistent. Alright, so my client did end up wanting enhancements, so I'm going to take you guys through the process of doing enhancements with me. Now, before starting, you'll want to remember the Bible verse, Proverbs 25:15, which reads, "Patience can persuade a prince, and soft speech can break bones." I chose this Bible verse because you'll really need to practice patience and a soft approach when doing enhancements. You do not want to be heavy-handed at all, or else it will just come out black and splotchy. Now, the process I do when doing enhancements is always the same as well. I start off with my Topic fiber hold spray, then follow straight up with my Topic fibers. The hold spray has it in its name. It obviously holds the fibers and allows them to last longer in the hair. I applied a fiber spray before I applied the black spray just because it adds texture. It's like putting in spice before you put in your sauce. I then like to follow up with light enhancements, basically spraying it very, very lightly and finishing it off with holding spray just so it can last longer. After applying enhancements, I always like to use this trick I've learned on social media. I like to apply the barber pencil to my hand and then dig my clippers into that spot on my hand and apply the pencil that way onto the head. I believe it's way easier to apply the chalk like this. It also comes out looking way more natural, and you don't get that harsh line you get with drawing it directly on the head. Finally, I always finish off my haircuts with a razor, and when razoring, you want to keep in mind Proverbs 4:25, which reads, "Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you." I chose this verse because you really want to pay attention to what you're doing. You need to look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. You really need to focus on what you're doing so you won't cut the client or harm the client in any way. When razoring, you always want to make sure that you're pulling the skin and keeping your razor at a 45-degree angle at all times. Alright, YouTube, thank you for watching. I pray that these Bible verses can help you through your journey, and I pray that you enjoyed the video. As always, remember, Jag cuts and Jesus heals.